Hello. Welcome to the Productive Wellbeing Show, episode 25. And today it is just you and me. And I am so excited to be with you. Now, as you are joining me live or on the replay, let me know where you're joining me from. Also, let me know if you have any questions, put them in the comments, because it would be super awesome that we have this one-to-one time together today, that we can kind of go through questions. And apologies, if you're watching, I don't really know what my hair is doing today. Call it lockdown blow dry, new techniques and strategies. And if you're listening audibly, you're going to think I'm crazy. So let's just move on. Right, today I am super excited to talk to you about something that is in my brand new book coming out next month. And for those of you who don't know me, if this is our first time hanging out, this is my current book, Time Management for Entrepreneurs, which has actually been bought by many people who aren't entrepreneurs, because in this book it's got 5 steps to help you to master your time. So in my new book, hi Imran, in my new book, we're going to be going more into detail of time management, where it currently is, because I wrote this book a few years ago. But if you can't wait till next month, you can always grab a copy of this. Only available in Kindle version now on my website, Success by Design Training. So today, as I said, we're talking about a concept from my new book that is task management, not time management. And today is episode 25. And I'm going to share 3 things with you to help you to get to grips with this concept. Because let me know in the comments, like, if you are somebody who struggles with time management, you struggle with productivity, you're struggling with procrastination, you find that there's just never enough time in the day to get everything done. If that's you, then you're not alone. Let me know, because it would be awesome to hear from you what it is when it comes to time management, what it is that you're actually struggling with. Because this concept that I'm going to be covering in the book is really something that has come out of many talks, many conversations with individuals, professionals, people in organizations who are literally sort of saying that when it comes to managing my time, I really struggle. And it's going to sound a bit crazy, and it's going to also sound quite a lot like it's semantics. Hi, Maria. But the words we use dictate the results that we actually create. So when it comes to productivity, we want to be more productive. Productivity is the result of actions that we take. So becoming a more confident time manager is the result of actions that we take. And it's really subtle, and it's something that I'm sort of looking forward to exploring and explaining more in the book, because once you get this, it's literally like a switch flicks in your head, because it's not about managing your time, it's about managing your tasks. And when you manage your tasks, you manage your time. Does that make sense? Let me give you an example. So if we wanted to make a cake, we wouldn't be fastidiously looking at what the end result of the cake looks like on the picture in the book, or the picture online if you're finding the recipe. We would be understanding what ingredients we needed and focusing on the ingredients and focusing on the steps and how we combine these ingredients to create the cake. And what we do a lot of the time is get so frustrated and so obsessed with the end result of confident time manager, managing my time. I just want to be better with my time. It's almost like we're forgetting that it's a result, it's an outcome. So what do we need to do in order to achieve that outcome? So great, I'm glad Imran's with me at least. So the 3 things then, the first thing is, when it comes to what tasks you have to complete on a daily basis, whether you are running your own business, or you're a professional, or you are sort of a manager of a team, whatever position you are in, the first thing is to work out if the task that needs to be done is an individual task or is a team task. So what I mean by that is, does this task that is on your to-do list, the next thing you need to do, does this task require other people to be involved, or is this something that you alone need to complete and do? All of these points lead together because it's kind of like an assessment. So then the second thing, what type of activity or task is it? Once you understand this, is it an analytical task? Is it a creative task? Does it require silence? Does it require focus? Does it require you to sort of be able to think inspirationally, think outside of the box? What an awful phrase, but you know what I mean. And then the third thing is, understand what resources you actually need to complete the task. So are there other things involved in doing it? Do you need to know more? Do you need to research? Do you need to have a system in order to be able to do it? Do you need to understand how to use that system? Do you need to have access to information that's not available yet? Do you need data to be able to make the assessment? Because maybe the task, if it's an analytical task, it might be, should I pivot my business this way? Should I pivot it that way? Should I use this? Should we go down this strategic path, or should we go down that path? If it's not your own business, it might be, I've been asked to analyze, is this the best way to train people, to work with people? Should we do an event like this online? But I need more data to understand where the people are, how many have access to laptops right now, etc., etc. So these three link so closely together, and you go through this process with every single task. So is it an individual task or a team task? What type of activity or task is it? And what resources do I need in order to be able to complete it? It's almost like task management, not time management, is helping answer that age-old question of how long is something going to take me to do? Because we never tend to know how long something's going to take us to, first of all, until we've done it, but then second of all, until we've analysed what kind of task or activity it is. And time management and becoming a better time manager is like putting the cart before the horse. We need to learn, we need to understand, we need to be able to go into an analytical part of our brain that starts to review what it is that we need to do and ask more intelligent questions, if you like. Because when it comes to procrastination, 9 times out of 10, we're procrastinating because the activity requires other people and they're not there, because the activity isn't something that we are necessarily confident at doing and want to do right now. And because we don't have the resources, we don't have access to the data, we don't understand the systems, we've never done it before. When you get that all of these things are interconnected, and it's not necessarily that you're a bad time manager, that you're a lazy person, that you're addicted to procrastination, that you can never get anything done, all of these negative things that people talk about when it comes to time management, and I'm too busy and all of this. When you understand that it's all about having the right foundation, then suddenly it's like a switch is flicked. And I am forever having conversations with people where I'm having to bring them back. Basically, it's like sets and reps in the gym. You're not going to have the beach body. Well, not that we can go to the beach at the moment, but you're not going to have the beach body that you want unless you understand what are the exercises that are necessary in order to be able to do it. And for me as well, conversations with people about time management, they always tend to know what to do. So it's not necessarily a question of not knowing what to do. It's a question of not necessarily having the activities in the right order, like dominoes. So when you push it, it doesn't work. And also just not necessarily sort of thinking about things in a certain way. See, time and managing your time and managing your tasks, it's a very logical thing. It also requires you to do to put things like put the foundations in place and to do the research in order to be able to get there. And it's a step by step by step. So I hope that this makes sense to you, and that is something that you can use maybe to reaffirm to yourself, actually, maybe I'm not that bad at time management. I'm just not managing the tasks in the correct way. This also very much then links into the next thing that we teach around time management and task management, which is traffic lighting those tasks. If you've got too many things to get done in a day, if you don't know where to start, if there's lots of things coming at you, lots of new things, we teach something called the traffic light formula, which helps people to understand, is it a red priority? Is it an amber priority? Is it a green priority? And you can apply the traffic light to tasks. You can also apply the traffic lights to your inbox, because I don't know about you, but I get a ton of emails and not all of those emails are relevant. So when it comes to traffic lighting, it's really about thinking, what's the outcome of this email? Is this email going to lead to business growth? Is this email going to lead to success? Is this email going to lead to the results that I want? Is this email part of my job, or is this email somebody else's agenda, somebody trying to get me to do something else for them? And is this task something that I am supposed to be doing? So literally, when I am teaching time management, I am really teaching a sort of an audit strategy to people, which is the first step of the 5 steps that are in the new book, around helping you to become a master of your time, if you like, to manage your time, because the book is really about creating more time and more freedom so that we can have this work-life balance that we want. And here's an interesting thing that I want to leave you on. How we do one thing is how we do everything. How we see our time when it comes to work is how we see our time when it comes to life. If we're not managing our tasks when we're working, we're definitely not managing our tasks in our life. Morning, Julia. It's so important to recognize that all of these dominoes are connected and that they can all push either way. So time management is really a confidence game. Once you understand it's managing the tasks, it's setting yourself up for success rather than believing that you can't do it, that you'll never be able to do it. And in previous productive wellbeing shows, I've talked about sort of the mindset that you need in order to be able to be a confident time manager. And there's also a load of tips, tools and strategies on my YouTube channel as well. If you go to YouTube and search Abigail Barnes, all of the trainings and strategies that I try to do, or that I do, I don't try to do, I try to keep to 20 to 25 minutes, because I really have this belief, and it comes from a lot of training and a lot of research, that in order to create change, we only need to be doing one thing to create that change. It is about moving our life forward an inch by an inch by an inch by an inch. It's not about overwhelming you with a ton of different things to do, because overwhelmed people tend not to do anything, and those activities just get added to a to-do list. So my approach and strategy to training is always to give you 1 to 2 practical things that you can take away from anything that I share with you and implement straight away. I have also, as well as the YouTube channel, got another resource for you, which is on the website, successbydesigntraining.com. And this is 8-minute activities that you can do in order to bring some kind of balance, joy, happiness, peace, mental health to your life. And it's useful in these lockdown times, and it's useful in the time after. And if you sign up for this absolutely free, you get access to 8-minute training that I have either participated in with experts or created as sort of downloadable PDFs and things explaining why journaling is important, gratitude exercises, books to read. There's 8-minute yoga, 8 yoga moves in 8 minutes in there. There's also 8-minute meditation, sleep meditations if you're struggling with sleep. So I'd highly recommend that you check out that 8-minute. And we're calling it the 8-minute challenge, so that we can start to understand how to integrate into our own lives some time for ourselves. And if you can't find 8 minutes, then you really seriously have to look at where you're spending your time and what's going on, because 8 minutes is possible. You spend longer in the bathroom several times a day. And that's not because I'm spying on you, that's just life. So check out the 8-minute challenge on the website, because there is a ton of stuff there that you will have great fun with. Tomorrow, we have a really interesting interview with one of my clients, who is going to be talking about how she's managing lockdown with her family, with her husband who's also working, and giving tips and tricks. So any of you who are finding that remote working in lockdown isn't ideal and you don't feel professional and how to do it, then she is going to be a great person to tune in to hear more about tomorrow. And Molly and her husband have actually found out that they did have, right at the start of lockdown, they did have COVID-19. So we'll have a little conversation about how those symptoms and that illness and the virus, and how they were able to sort of manage their family, manage their work, manage their life, deal with the changes in lockdown and everything. So that's going to be a really, really interesting one. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 11. If you have any questions ever, you can always email hello@successbydesigntraining.com. We will be transferring all of these shows over to YouTube in the coming days. And until we speak or meet again, stay safe, stay well, and don't forget to keep washing those hands. I will see you again tomorrow.